So this last movement I just made was the secondary response to number one. Now number one I sent in certified with a required certified response to my 13-page letter within 30 days from the mailing date, which was around the 11th of March or so, and of course I've never heard about people. And why would I? Anyhow, but I can say I did it and I hold the evidence. I tried. So now, because I've had nothing but silence from the governor, and the governor is now, in his silence, acquiesced to stand liable for any slander or harm that is done to my name or comes to my body in any way by any of his agents and actors on board his core pirate ship, I will sue Steve Bullock on their behalf. So it is in his best interest, for what it's worth, to see to it that his crew behaves themselves, minds their manners, and leaves me alone, lest I embroil him directly in a living man to living man, first name to first name lawsuit, retaining the remedy that is acknowledged in the UCC itself, in the Uniform Commercial Code, that remedy being common law. Okay. Now, from the common law, I might drag it right on into equity court and inequity court, because there would obviously be the clash between law and equity always prevails in such a clash. If I were to take it right into equity, I could then sue the governor for every physical thing he owns, possibly bankrupt his 16 layers of insurance policies or whatever else, and run away with even his fishing pole. So, because the man chose to respond to me in silence when this was a certified requirement. This is not, if you would like to, this is Fieris Facius, thou shalt respond to my quo warranto. By what authority, what constitutional authority are you doing these unlawful, unconstitutional, contrary to Article 6 things? Because the man responded to me in silence, and because the lawyer's Bible, that is called Black's Fifth Law Dictionary, says that rights must be seized. Rights are not something that are ever granted. Rights are something that must be taken. And me being one who does not take my rights for granted, I know that I must seize the right to own my own ton van. It's mine. It doesn't belong to the state of Montana, which is contrary to the Constitution in the first place. It belongs to me, who am a constitutional American. And so I took off the doorways, called the license plates, that the state might utilize via an agent of the highway piratrol that would seek to pull me over and have at freely raiding and plundering what is mine and not the state's in the first place. I took the title, I rent the corner, in accordance with Black's Fifth Law Dictionary, as the title is a portion of the living estate. It's part of my living estate, and is a part of my will in the rending of the will. Research it for yourself in the Black's Fifth Law Dictionary, that I ripped the state right out of the contract. I withdrew my consent. There is no longer any contract between the state of Montana and I, wherein they have lawful right or legal privilege to stage an invasion into my private property. That being said, a year ago, come August, I disavowed the registration in Gallatin County. I ripped it completely in half, top to bottom, all the way through, after I had written all over the face of it just exactly the legal citement out of Black's Fifth for why I was doing this, and then nicely taped it back together, made my photocopy for evidence, and shipped that one back to him in 2 halves. So I'm done with the state of Montana, which is a unlawful corporation that is not constitutionally founded. I have challenged the captain of that ship to competency. He has chosen to respond in utter silence. I have no reason to believe he'll respond again this time either, even though, again, because I'm interested in peaceful remedy and resolution here, I required of him again, within 30 days from this past Monday, which would be the 25th of June, a certified response, in writing, must bear his signature, his seal of office, and his autograph, which is not a signature. Autograph and signature is two different horses here. So there you go, and that's why my van looks the way it does, and that's why it now says, oh, and that's 11 o'clock. Power's out.
There's something very interesting. Okay.
Are
We
you-
knew they're going to have a planned power outage from 11 o'clock to 5 a.m. And so we're sitting in my cabin. The only light source in here now is this battery-driven computer. And that'll be good for a few hours, but we apparently are done videoing here.
I guess so. Anybody who's got any more curious about it is welcome to view what you have filmed in my ton van, and I'm sure it'll be in the news before many days pass. I'm a great favorite son of Gallatin County, and they always welcome me with open arms.
So, you're going to go down to Gallatin County, and I just come back from there while I was in the Red Pill Expo.
Yes.
And I know it's about 400 miles down there.
It is.
And you're going to run your work van, your own property not for hire,
That's right.
navigational device, down the streams and currents and rivers of the Montana Highway Patrol. And I'm just hoping for 400 miles you don't run into any cops out there, which fortunately in Montana there's not very many, and it's a lot of room to try to cover with police protection. So quite often you could drive all day and not and see a cop. So that's what I'm hoping for on your trip down. Hope you have a great trip, a good ride, and get to do the work you're going down there for.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Well, thank you, man. Was there anything you'd like to just close with?
Yes. My final statement. The only way a man can find out what he's made of is to walk through the fire. And it not being anybody else's responsibility to stoke my fire is simply my own. What I'm after in all this is to find out if I have been successful in forcing the governor's hand to apply the words "do not detain" to my good, honorable, and living name. And the only way I can find out is to walk through the fire. Because that office chooses to not respond with me, I have no other method to find out if I've actually got that or not, and I won't know, I guess, until a highway patrolman walks up alongside of me and says, "Oh, it's you, pardon me, have a nice day, or can I escort you to some location?" That's about all I can say about that. It's a peaceful remedy, and it's lawful, and it's recognized absolutely as constitutional. Leave the people alone, especially those of us who are not involved in contractual commerce. What I'm going down there for, the work I'm going to be doing, is I'm giving a gift to my son of building him a semi-shop of sorts, trying to help my boy get his young life together and maybe get him on a mechanical path. He's quite good with his hands, and I've supplied him with all the tools and benches. Now the boy needs walls, floor, and a roof, and that's my goal. So there you have it.
So that's on family business.
Yeah.
Where you're going to build a shop for your son. Not a commercial venture.
Nope.
Okie
Nope.
dokie.
The shop is will be on cement pads. It's a portable building. It's not on a foundation. It's movable, so it's not taxable as a permanent structure, and no building permit is required for one of those. This is not a dwelling structure. This is a shop/storage unit.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Well, bon voyage, amigo.
Thank you, sir. I'll take that. Hand me the oars.